think they're ahead of the schedule than we are. We're not at San Diego Padres and Chicago White Sox level right now. They have their guys established, played, proven, ready to go. And they've done it. And they have the money, the cap space ready to go. We have the cap space, or not cap space. I say cap space like we have a salary cap, but we have the money. However, we don't have the established players in a full long season to warrant these big deals. And I think we're just a couple years behind teams like Padres. They signed Manny Machado in 2018. That's a rock that they built around. Then they brought up Tatis. They brought up Grosham. They brought up Cronenworth. That's his name, right? Cronenworth. They brought up Paddock. They brought up Lamet. Like, they brought up all these guys. Our guys they came up a little bit last year, but obviously everyone knows 2020 is such an anomaly.
Well, but I think that the only difference between us and the Padres, though, is Manny Machado.
We're missing that guy.
Like, realistically, I think that Bo Bichette can be very comparable to Tatis. Granted, Tatis had an incredible year last year. However, they're very comparable, like, young guys, shortstops, who are elite as hell when they play. Bo Bichette has dealt with injuries. I think that if he'd been healthy, we could be at a same level, you know? Yep. As far as pitching staff goes, they had Lamet come up. Pearson. We have Ryu also going on. And we also have Pearson, and they have Paddock. You know, it's like, we're there. Maybe we don't have that Manny Machado piece, though. And that's kind of where they're, I think, at a different level than us.
And it's funny because now that you brought up Bo Bichette and like now I'm thinking about Pearson, it's like those guys were injured last year. So when you have our potential future stars get injured, like, look, when we're in a rebuild and retooling stage, not retooling, like we're more a rebuild and hopeful stage now. When you have your star attractions injured, you're not selling anything.
It kills,
It's going to kill you.
It kills.
And that's why I keep going back to we're going to get the freaking scraps of this free agency.
It kills.
And please prove me wrong, Blue Jays management. Please prove me wrong.
Yeah,
but right now we're not selling a lot right now. Hell, no. Look, we have Bo, we have Cabin, we have Lourdes, we have Vlad, we have Pearson, we have Ryu. We have a lot of guys. However, what are they doing? What do they do in 2020? Injured, underperform. Okay, and Pearson injured. Ryu, great. Yes, but look at the Padres. Look at the Chicago White Sox. Those are the guys that are actually doing it.
You have to hit. You have to hit. We kind of hit this past year.
Kind of.
And that is, it's like, if we want to win the World Series, and that is obviously the inevitable goal, we have to hit.
And that's why 2021 is a must year for the Toronto Blue Jays to make some sort of competitive team. When you're talking about a market, look, you can make a somewhat competitive team with the guys you have. But if you want to make a team that's going to pursue themselves into a deep playoff run, you got to look attractive.
Because I know that we don't play these guys regularly. I know that we're not going to be losing to them regularly except in the World Series. But guys, we're not going to make it to the World Series because when you look at the teams who are out there really competing, like the Padres, they have a much better team build than we do right now.
And look, you can say the reason they got Kim was because of their weather, or you could say all this other bull crap of like, oh, they're pretty over. No one wants to come to Toronto because we're Canadians. Like, I've even made that argument. But if you have such a good team, granted COVID's a factor, but let's forget about that. If you have such a good team build that's going to attract players, you're going to win. Padres, White Sox, they're the winners so far this offseason. Hands down.
And we're falling behind. Blue Jays management, up your fucking game.
Make a move.
Because we are falling behind.